Hey everybody, Mental Fox here. Welcome back to another episode of my playthrough of Star Trek Resurgence. Getting a lot of nice comments on this playthrough. I was totally not expecting that. I really didn't think many people would watch this at all, but I'm getting a ton of comments. Everybody seems very excited about it and seem to be enjoying it, as am I. I'm going to hit play here. I don't remember where we left off. Hit play. It'll probably start us in a cutscene, and we'll get right back into good old Star Trek Resurgence.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solana, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you have come. My name is Tylos Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
The honor is ours, and this is Commander Jara Rydick, first officer aboard the USS Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind, and unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari and the Alydians.
We are honored to be here as representatives of the Federation.
I'm so glad.
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation, the reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Citron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Let's hope this is the last time we ever have to come here.
If you'll excuse me.
I think we're about to begin.
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy? I don't know what we're walking into here, but that guy was something.
That may be true. But let's keep an open mind going into the negotiations. Hopefully he's just one voice amongst many.
Then let's hope he's the outlier.
The Hotari have invited us as their guests, so we must show them the proper respect.
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Hotari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
That the Federation would send one of their most respected representatives is not only an honor to the Hotari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Alydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war!
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silenced. But his point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
For now.
I'm trying to keep an open mind here, but it's not easy. I thought they wanted us here.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Kobliad?
She's not part
She can speak for herself, can't she? Then let her. Now then, what is your name?
Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty.
Being a Kobliad, you would know better than anyone. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians. Their injustice towards the Kobliad is as unimaginable as it is unforgivable. Not unlike how we have been treated by the Alydians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Alydians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet! If after all the Kobliad suffered, you finally had the chance to right that wrong, to get out from under their control, would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
This is tough. This is tough. I'm going to go with peace.
There is no remedy for what the Kobliad suffered. And I fear who we might have become in pursuit of it. There is no justice if the oppressed become the oppressor. So I would willingly accept a peaceful resolution if it were offered. That is the real opportunity.
Perhaps, Commander Rydek. Perhaps. Unfortunately, that was not the case, was it?
No, it was not.
Peace is often elusive to those who need it most. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a neutral party in the interest of peace. So why are you really here? I want the truth, not your Federation rhetoric.
Dilithium is indeed a factor. Of course it is.
It's possible the Federation has an interest in both peace and securing a steady source of dilithium. One does not preclude or prevent the other. But that's just my personal opinion.
Given the Federation has done business with the Alydians for decades, I would agree. It's entirely possible, if not highly likely.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is a simple truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without Alydian involvement. We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before dilithium was discovered. All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
That is enough of your lies! The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries. Don't tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on Tau? Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Alydians?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Only be one or the other.
Oh my gosh.
Both.
I gotta go with the Hotari, man. If I have to pick.
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the Hotari.
Well said. How could the just and wise Federation make any other choice?
This is an outrage. The Federation has lost all credibility.
Mines are ours. Alydia will not be deterred. We will take back our mines by any means necessary.
Then you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
I suppose there is some sense to that. I hope we meet again, Jara Ryder.
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if you can get some answers. We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened in those mines?
Now we are to speak with members of each faction. But before we go on, a couple things that I thought we should talk about here. I'll just go ahead and pause it. One, and most recently, Captain Solano and Ambassador Spock did not like when our character admitted that dilithium is a factor. They did not like that. They both had a negative reaction to that, or at least that's what I thought. Here this says, Captain Solano thought Jara handled a complex situation as well as could be expected when the Hotari Queen put her on the spot in the Queen's chamber. Well, that's not what I would have guessed, because, you know, up here in the left-hand corner, I don't know if you saw these images show up, but an image of Solano and Spock showed up, and they both had like a gray or white frame around them. And, you know, usually, at least what I've thought so far, what I've gathered so far, is a green frame means approval. So maybe it just means neutral. Maybe there was a better choice that would have made it turn green. But this here makes me think that he's like, well, she did the best she could. Spock, on the other hand, thought Jara performed well under pressure when she was being questioned by the Hotari Queen. Okay, well, so maybe they're both okay with it. They didn't seem happy at the time. And did you see the way Spock looked at us after that? After the Queen asked whether it belonged to the Hotari or the Alydians, and we picked the Hotari? Spock looked at us, gave us a really dirty look. I mean, we had to choose. I only had two choices, man. You know? I mean, what does it really matter what we say, though? We're not really the representative of the Federation. That's Spock's job, right? But I thought that since it felt like we were in the Hotari's home and we were talking to the Hotari leader, that I figured the diplomatic thing would be to say Hotari if we had to pick anyone. So that's why I went with that. And then there was the part where, you know, Solano, again, acting like he does not belong in a captain's role. You know, when the Hotari Queen was talking, and he's like mumbling about, oh, I don't think this is ever going to work out. And our character's like, not now. I mean, come on, dude, hold it together. I mean, be professional. And then, you know, before that, he was like, he'd already made up his mind. And so I had my character, you know, just say, let's hear him out. You know, I did not just say whatever I thought Solano would want us to say. I'm like, dude, this is important. Let's hear out what they have to say. And then what's up with Solano not bowing to her? We're in her house, you know. Spock bows. If Spock bows, I'm going to bow, you know. Solano, you go ahead, be a jerk. And plus, you saw how she reacted to it. The Queen didn't like that very much. She kind of gave him a dirty look. So again, I'm trying to be all friendly. And Spock is the negotiator. If Spock bows, I'm going to bow. So I don't know if Solano's going to say something to us later, but are things already falling apart between Captain Solano and Commander Rydek? I don't know, man, but he is not doing a good job as captain. I don't think he is at all, really. And more it's looking like that. And then there was something else that I wanted to mention too, but I've already forgotten it. I guess I need to take notes as I'm playing this, because there's obviously things that I'm not going to want to forget. But it was before the bow. Maybe it was just about, I probably just wanted to talk about, Captain Solano, making up his mind too early. It was probably that. So, and then right there at the end, right before I paused it, Solano talked to our character, and I thought he was going to chew us out, but he's like, no, we need you to be the eyes and ears. Let's go talk, go talk to people. So I guess we're still fine, I guess. So let's go to resume and then go and, we're supposed to speak with the different factions. So we're going to walk around and do that. We cannot go this way. Oh, we can examine the Queen's chamber?
The captain and ambassador have it handled. I've got my own mission.
Okay. Well, then why did you even let me do that? Can we talk to the guards or anything? No, doesn't look like it. They're just going to stand there. It's quite a weapon they've got there. All right, let's walk around and talk to people. We'll just have to get close to, like, everybody and see when the game lets us talk to them. So, I mean, I think... Yeah, that's right. We are on Hotari Prime. I remember somebody welcoming us there. Here's something over here. Let's appreciate the water. Amen to that.
Soothing.
I mean, I don't know if that has any importance to the game or the story or anything at all, but I just think it's kind of nice that the game lets you look at the water and realize that it is soothing. Okay, here's a group of Hotarians. Let's speak with Sidron real quick.
Commander, I'm glad you've chosen to side with the Hotari. I knew the Federation would see through the Alydians' baseless claims and protect the interests of my people.
To be clear, I'm not on either side of this conflict. Our only interest is peace.
I will keep that in mind.
He did not like that.
I assume you were there the day the mines were seized from the Alydians.
Not seized, reclaimed, and restored to their rightful owners. Yes, I was there. We had to be decisive, before the Alydians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
Did you have help from someone else?
Hotari stands alone against the Alydian forces. We don't need help from anyone. They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force, the more certain the outcome. Any talk of making peace is just that, and worth little without the strength to secure it. Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resolute. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship. Ready to contend with anything the Alydians might have in store.
Interesting.
Or is that not true? Maybe I've misjudged it.
It can hold its own.
I wouldn't say state of the art, but the Resolute is plenty capable and can hold its own against just about anything.
Let's hope so. Because at the moment, it's the only thing preventing them from wiping us off the map.
Interesting. Oh, wow.
Sidron.
A pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
Well, I mean, I guess that went okay. At first, when we walked up, and for some reason I felt like it was important that I let him know that I'm not on any side. We're here for peace. And then after I said that and he responded, and I was like, crap, I'm supposed to be gathering information here, Maybe I should have tried to butter him up a little bit, you know. Who cares really what I say, so long as I get information that we need to get the peace. But I think that ended up going okay. Let's talk to this person. Tylus.
Commander Rydek, I'm encouraged to see the Federation supporting my people. I'm afraid of what might happen without your help.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Let's give some props to Spock.
If anyone deserves thanks, it's Ambassador Spock. No one is more invested in negotiating a peaceful settlement to this conflict than he is.
I'm so glad. We need his help before the situation escalates further than it already has. It's been very trying. I saw you speaking with Sidron, our national hero. I'm curious, what did he say?
He seems to be of the opinion that negotiating for peace is a waste of time.
Because force is the only blunt instrument he understands. He's a miner, not a diplomat. For the first time in our history, the Hotari have the upper hand. We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shouted down. Galvin and Sidron have become national heroes. Now, they have the Queen's ear. Better or worse, depending on your perspective.
Interesting. You don't trust him?
I get the sense you don't exactly trust them.
I don't trust their instincts, which are leading us to war. My fear has been that the Alydians will launch an attack and crush us. You've seen their starship, no doubt. They could have retaken the mines whenever they wanted to, but it never happened. And as strange as this may sound, I'd almost say they're afraid. I just don't know what they're afraid of.
That was
It's the
interesting.
same bluster and bravado you would expect from them. But it has no teeth. Like they're afraid of what might happen.
Because of what happened in the mines. Is it Galvin they're afraid of?
It's entirely possible, but I don't know for sure. Whatever Galvin is doing in those mines is turning everything upside down. No one knows exactly what's happening. Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization. And they've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security. I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines. I've made inquiries, but everyone pretends it doesn't exist. I strongly suspect they're hiding something.
What do you think it is?
I've heard rumors it's some sort of ancient artifact, but I haven't seen it myself.
How can we know?
I'd better see what's happening.
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding? I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what to make of it.
Take this. You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to me.
Thank you. I will let you know what I find. And I look forward to our meeting again.
Sorry, I couldn't help but notice you were speaking with the Hotari this whole time. I figured in the interest of fairness, I should offer another perspective.
Of course.
I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know, but these negotiations rely on the Federation's neutrality, as does any hope you might have for a supply of dilithium in the future. So, why you would choose to side with the Hotari escapes me. Without Alydian involvement, there is no dilithium trade. But clearly, you weren't aware.
We are and will remain completely neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution to this conflict.
As is ours. Of course, the question is, at what price? Major Solid Arminta, Special Attaché, Alydian Armed Forces. Pleasure to meet you, Commander. I have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit. They know how to seize an opportunity. Inciting an uprising the same day as a massive, once-in-a-lifetime ion storm.
Our assumption was that this storm was just an anomaly.
Yes, a very convenient anomaly. At least that was what we were told. Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
You sound skeptical.
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of an entire moon, much less thousands of mine? But I've talked to people who were there. They tell a different story. They say they're lucky to have escaped with their lives, that it was more than just the storm, that somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself. But that's what they said.
You said the Hotari were primitive.
Well, they are.
Except for the part about weaponizing ion storms.
If you'll excuse me, Commander Ryder.
We're supposed to report our findings now. So, So when we were talking to that woman, Hotari, I don't remember her name. I think it started with an A. Were you listening to the music during that? I feel like it's changed a little bit now. I feel like the music was different when we were talking to her. But I thought it was excellent. It really, really set the tone of what was happening there. And the voice acting, I think, is superb. The person who was voicing that Hotari, I mean, I thought it was great. I think that the writing is really good and thought provoking, and just I don't know. This is weird, but I keep gushing over this game. But when I was playing this, and you know, my character was staying there talking to that woman. This is going to sound really stupid, but I felt. So normally you play a game, or you play a game, and you know, you go through the game, you explore, you fight, you loot, you fight a boss. You know, there's all these game things, right? But there was just something about that conversation that felt so much more than that. And really, I wasn't even playing. I was just watching, right? I mean, really. I guess it's more than that. I give myself a little bit of credit and give the game a little bit of credit. I did at least get to, like, choose my, you know, how I responded and kind of point the game in a certain direction. But I felt like, I don't know, fortunate or even blessed to be experiencing this. I don't know, man. It sounds dumb, but that's kind of how I felt. I just felt like really lucky that I get to be a part of this. But it's just a game. I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted to share with you kind of how I was feeling at the time, because I was kind of blown away. I was like, this is really, really good. And I don't know if you guys have like read the reviews of this game. I haven't read reviews. Oh, we could look out there. I haven't read reviews of the game, but I have like seen people's comments about it. And man, some people are just brutal, just nasty about this game, and how, oh, it's not worth the money, and did they even QA it, and oh, the graphics are terrible. And I mean, just so many things people are saying, just nasty things. And the more I think about it, the angrier I get, because this is a freaking masterpiece. And the pacing. I wanted to talk about the pacing. This game is taking its time, man. But that's such a good thing. It's such a good thing. Things, I feel like, and maybe this is just the old man that I've become, speaking, but I just feel like things move so fast now. Like, again, bringing up Star Trek Discovery, like the first season I thought was damn good TV. I mean, so many episodes, when the episode ended, I was like, whoa, But like I said before, it didn't feel like Star Trek to me. It was good TV. But that whole series, and then like season 2, I didn't like as much, but it moved at this breakneck pace. I watched 2 full seasons of Discovery, and I still don't feel like I know the characters. I don't care about the characters, really, except for, God, I forget the guy's name, the tall alien dude. I don't care about the characters. I just... Anyway, and I feel like it's because it moves so fast. It doesn't give... The show doesn't give time for dialogue to breathe or for you as a viewer to catch up and really soak things in, And so I'm really, really appreciating how slow this game is moving, but I don't like to use the word slow because that sounds bad. I mean, it's like luxuriating in pauses and camera angle changes and dialogue pauses. I'm just blown away. I am. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of you feel the same way too, based on the comments I've gotten. I think it's a freaking masterpiece. And this is only my 4th episode. I'm loving this, and I'm so glad that you're here to experience it with me. Let's examine the landscape.
Such rough terrain. No wonder the Hotari are so tough.
What is it? What the heck is going on? Doggone it, the tall guys, I'm already forgetting their names. What race are these guys? Alydian or something like that? That dude was like, yes, they're very primitive, but yet he believes that they harnessed an ion storm right at the right time. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. But I'm glad that our character got the opportunity to point that out. So we're supposed to report our findings. It could be, it's actually down at that door, I bet, but let's walk over here and see if anything happens. I guess I could run. Okay, so nothing's going to happen here. I thought it was kind of cool how, when I was sitting there blabbing just a moment ago, you just kind of randomly see things pop up like this. Let's inspect this banner.
They seem proud of their culture. Pride can lead to rash action.
Yeah. Indeed. But yeah, we just walked over here and just happened to look out here and saw an opportunity to inspect the landscape. I would have never thought to do that. I just had her walk over here as a change of scenery while I talked. And fortunately, I got the opportunity to inspect the landscape. So, I mean, I do try to be thorough and walk around, but there is a little bit of luck involved, I feel like. Just happen to be lucky that your camera's pointing in the direction it's pointing sometimes.
Well, that was a disaster.
What happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Alydians stormed out.
The Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers. I hope your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
She's the key.
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Oh, okay. If you say so.
Increasing warp output to maximum.
It's happening again.
It is evident that presently the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
Space itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it, or can't sustain it.
However improbable, that appears to be the case.
We need to know more.
The storm didn't stop us from leaving space dock and traveling here. But could it still be causing this interference with warp travel?
We must follow sound investigatory principles. Do not let an assumed conclusion drive your analysis.
Sometimes we need a little inspired thinking, Mr. Chovak. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clear picture of the phenomenon.
Around the ship. I'll prep a shuttle.
Looks so excited.
I'm setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the edge of our warp field. When we get there, I'll deploy the first probe.
Well, now we get to pilot the shuttle. Use W to go forward, D to fly backward. We can turn, and we can ascend and descend. Oh boy, this could get complicated. The storm will push your shuttle around. Stay focused to maintain your course. And then it looks like there's more things to see here. I need to figure out how to get to the next screen. Doesn't it look like there's more here? Like these 3 dots? And I think I remember saying something about this before. Oh, crap. There's strafing. Fly the shuttlecraft to the indicated waypoint. Okay, here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. The storm's pushing me around, I guess. Woo! Q and E lower and raise. Good gravy.
Commander Westbrook, the Resolute systems are calibrated to receive the probe's readings. We are standing by to reproduce the warp field collapse after the first probe is deployed.
Thank you, Mr. Chovak. We'll be in position shortly.
And, Mr. Diaz, do take care in piloting the shuttlecraft. Now is not the time to indulge in the human penchant for joyriding.
Why did you feel like you needed to say that, dude?
Chovak probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
Oh, he's not so bad.
I always seem to find a way to push his buttons.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. I think he'd blast me out of the airlock if he thought it would help increase engine efficiency by 0.1%.
Well, don't worry about it. Chovak's opinion isn't the only one that matters. Last time I checked, I was still Chief Science Officer, and you made a hell of an impression on Ambassador Spock. I'm the one who should be worried with this new first officer on board.
Can I pause? So, just if you bear with me for a minute. Our response there was not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say, oh, he's all right. Okay. And if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know that I always remap my keys to ESDF instead of WASD. And I've gone into why I firmly believe that ESDF is far superior to WASD. But I bring it up because I'm trying to use WASD, and I'm not used to moving my hand over one key to the left so that my middle finger controls W and W and S, right, for forward and backward. So now I'm a touch typist, right? And when I put my fingers on the keyboard, you know, my left index finger falls on the F where there's a little nubbin. That's why there's a nubbin there. And then my right index finger falls on the J because there's a nubbin on that one. And now I know where my hand is in relation to every other key on the keyboard, right? So when I move my left hand one key to the left, now I'm way out of whack, you know? And so when I reached up to hit 2, I think, right? Because I think that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say Chovak is all right. And so if you're a touch typist and you have your hands at home position, F and J, you would reach up with your left ring finger up 2 spaces to hit the number 2. Well, since my hand was shifted 1 key to the left, I instinctively reached up with my ring finger to hit 2, and instead I hit 1 because I'm shifted 1 to the left. So people are like, oh, it's no big deal. Just move your hand over one. No, it's a huge deal because now all the keys are in the wrong place. So sorry for that rant. But I just wanted to explain why I picked the wrong thing. I wanted to say Chovak's not that bad because that's Carter's personality, or at least the personality that I've given him in this short playthrough. Carter's like, doop-de-doop-de-doo, I'm a friendly guy and I love everybody. And so, you know, of course he would say Chovak's all right. So that's what I wanted to say. Doesn't look like anything bad came of it, but it is not what I wanted to say. So I'll try to do better with this WASD crap, but yeah, let's resume. Oh, let's keep going. Okay, we're to the waypoint, it looks like. Okay.
This is far enough.
Cool.
Transporting the first probe into position.
Nice. All right.
Westbrook here. The first probe is deployed.
Understood. We are reading it. We are about to replay the simulation.
Problem?
I'm just not getting any traction with her. Commander Rydek. She rejected my plan to use a deflector pulse against the storm surge. She didn't listen to me when you were out on the hull and I was trying to make it safer for you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the new XO. I'm sure she's a fine officer, even if we don't see eye to eye. But she didn't go through what the rest of us did. You know that. And it's hard to figure out why she'd be the one Solano chose instead of, well, one of us.
I've heard some good things. You should at least give her a chance.
I'll take that under advisement.
Test is running. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Whoa, what was that? Something there?
Whoa. All right, that is definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there. With 2 points of data, the Resolute and the probe, we've managed to get an interference pattern. I'm setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference. We'll deploy the second probe there.
Oh boy, here we go. Oh gosh, I gotta get around this thing. I'm gonna have to go under it.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice I wish someone had given me.
Oh jeez.
Make sure you're never just one thing. And don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big picture. Before Rydek showed up, the captain pulled me into his ready room and told me he didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer. What a load of crap. I mean, if he'd said that about Chovak, sure.
Well, if you're asking, I think you're a people person. After all, here we are. Me, an enlisted officer. You, one of the senior staff. Talking like old buddies.
I should send Solano to talk to you.
Bring him on.
I'm sure you can handle him. You've got potential. You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field. Keep up the good work, and who knows? A solid jack of all departments like you could be Commander-in-Chief of Starfleet one day. Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot. And there are places to go in the enlisted ranks, too.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy where I am.
You must be a glutton for punishment. Lieutenant Commander Chovak has been known to take decades to warm up to people.
Okay, he liked that. Got a green frame around his face up there. Again, I'm just playing my Carter character as a happy-go-lucky, I love being me guy. Can I shoot lasers? Nope.
Here. This is close enough. Stop the engines. Deploying the probe. Westbrook to Commander Chovak. We're ready for another sampling of data.
Very good. Running the simulation again. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1. Mark.
Oh, what the hell?
There it is again.
I saw it. It seems to be directional.
Well, what about the scans? Anything?
Here's the readings in relation to our local space. We've got the Resolute, Hotari Prime, and the probes.
All this interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have to triangulate the sensors manually.
Locate interference peaks. All right, let's find an interference peak here. Ooh, what's this? Oh, here's one. Let's take a look at it. Oh, no? No, I don't. Oh, maybe I just locate them. I thought I was supposed to click on it.
Got something.
Oh, here we go.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
Let's see if I can find some more.
Okay, let's look for some more in here. Basically just moving your mouse around the screen. But I'm okay with that. Here's one. Looks like a golf course. That's the green and that's the tee. Not the tee, the hole.
Hold up. This is coming from the moon.
A beam that blocks warp travel.
Aimed right at us.
Someone is doing this intentionally. I don't
Whoa.
know how they're doing it. This is like nothing I've ever seen.
Why would they be doing this? We came here to help these people. And now we're getting hit by some warp-killing weapon?
Now, look here. It's current readings of the ion storm.
These concentrations, they line up with the interference pattern. The storm and this beam, they're coming from the same place.
Carter, whatever petty local conflict brought us here, it's just a small part of something much bigger. Presently, we don't have an explanation.
All right, guys. I hate to stop it there. I need to pause it because some of these sections are 15 minutes or longer, so it's just safer for me to go ahead and stop it right here. The writing, I think, is really interesting. I mean, what an interesting story. They're finding out that there's like some kind of weird weapon kind of thing that's being fired at them from the moon that's preventing warp travel. Who's doing that and why? It's a good story. I'm really enjoying it. Let's see, what else can I say about that part? I don't know if there's a whole lot to say. It's just last episode I talked about, when they were trying to figure out why the warp field was collapsing or whatever. I said, I'm not sure I really understood all that. I mean, it's Star Trek. There's a lot of techno-babble and stuff. We're not supposed to understand it. It's freaking warp stuff that's not even real, right? So that's cool. That's cool. Here, they're going out there deploying the probes, a very Star Trek thing to do. And I thought that the effects were pretty cool, when they tried to go to warp, and to me, it looked like almost like a cloaked ship, but apparently that's just like, space, doing some weird stuff, I guess. Pretty cool though. Captain Solano, we got a reaction from, no, not Captain Solano. We got a reaction from Commander Westbrook while we were there. Commander Westbrook respected Jarrah's inclination. Blah, blah. Oh, this is for Jarrah. I want like a Carter. Here we go. Westbrook. Commander Westbrook enjoyed his conversation with Carter, coming away with the impression he's smart, pragmatic, and content with his position aboard the Resolute. And I don't think we got any other reactions from anybody else. Not in that little bit of the episode there. All right, y'all. Going to end this episode here. In case you're curious, yes, the game is still taking 24 minutes to load. I think the next thing that I'm going to try is to uninstall the game completely, which I actually did that once already. Uninstalled the game and then reinstalled it. That didn't fix it. I think next time I'm going to uninstall the game, and then I'm going to uninstall the Epic Games launcher altogether and then reinstall it. I don't know what difference it'll make, but I'm going to try that and then reinstall the game, and we'll see if that makes any difference. It's kind of frustrating that I'm doing searches. I go to the Star Trek Resurgence forums, and nobody else is mentioning that they're having the same problem. So I feel like I'm all alone out here trying to figure out what the heck is going on. I did submit a support ticket on the day I got the game, which is, I don't remember what day it was, Wednesday. So it's been several days, and I have not heard back at all, which is disappointing. But I'm sure they're swamped with support tickets. So. And the game itself is running fine for me. I haven't really noticed any problems. I mean, I've heard other people talk about like crackling sound, the dialogue not matching what they're saying. I guess maybe the subtitles not matching what they're saying. and just other problems. And as far as I'm concerned, once I'm in the game, it seems to be running perfectly fine. So yes, it really does suck to wait 24 minutes for the game to load. And it is weird that it's always exactly 20. Well, I don't know if it's 24 minutes to the second, but it's always 24 minutes. You know, maybe it's 23 and a half, maybe it's 24 and a half, but you know what I mean. That's very strange, right? Very strange. But the game's worth it. It's 100% worth it. I would prefer not to wait 24 minutes, but it's worth it. I'm really enjoying it. And from what I'm hearing from you guys, you are too. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for your comments. By all means, let me know what you thought of this episode. I love hearing from you guys. No spoilers, please. I think one person said something that hadn't happened yet in the game. I don't know if you were joking around or whether it's something that really is going to happen, but please, no spoilers. I haven't played this game before, so I don't know what happens. And I suspect that most people watching this haven't played the game either. So let's not put any spoilers in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you join me again in the next episode.